So today's $1 million listing is in what is on the border of DuPont Circle and Logan Circle. And actually it's just off a street, that street down there that's called Church Street, and you can see why. There's a church across the street, and a block away is the Foundry Methodist Church, which is where the Clintons went to church. The other thing that looks like a church over in that direction, I think, is possibly part of the Chastleton Co-op, but I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, we're in a two-level, two-bedroom. That is the fourth and fifth floors. That's the other bedroom there. It has these little screeny doors that you can shut so that it's not open up to the public, just like this one does. A little screeny door there. This is one of the bedrooms. The bedrooms are not huge. I'm not even sure what the overall square footage of the apartment is. It might only be like 1,200 square feet or so. The bathrooms do have these nice little closets off the bathroom, so you can sort of get dressed and do all your bathroom things all at once. This was built as part of the housing boom. So basically this is largely federal bureaucrats and lobbyists and lawyers who are making use of cheap fiat money loans to buy lots and lots of real estate, which is kind of what the whole country's doing. It's just that since they have government jobs, their jobs are super secure and all lenders will make loans to them. So they can actually tap into the low interest rate fiat money loans in the way that private sector people can't, especially unemployed private sector people. Or people who've just started a business. People who've just started a business and don't have 2 years of profit and loss statements can never tap into really any kinds of loans without jumping through many, many hoops. But a government job, you can have never worked before and started one 2 weeks before, you're A-OK. So here's a shower. Here's a water closet, another giant closet. This unit rather clearly belongs to somebody. Well, it's not completely clear, but I think this unit belongs to somebody who works in the Obama administration and is getting ready to maybe depart and depart Washington, although they could just be getting married or downsizing or buying something bigger. It's a common pattern in D.C. to see things for sale at the end of the first term of an administration or even in the middle of the second term of an administration that clearly belong to government employees, and they're moving on because they know their job is about to end or will soon. So here's this little kind of raised loft area. It's an office. This is a common layout in this building. In this building, all the fourth floor and sixth floor apartments and seventh floor apartments are two levels. The seventh floors are kind of magnificent $1.5 million things. Anyway, there's the living room and kitchen is below us on this little mezzanine loft level. You can see it's all built to look like it used to be a warehouse with the exposed ductwork, but it wasn't a warehouse. It was built from scratch. What was here before, I think, was like cheap stores and cheap apartment buildings. Anyway, Christmas decorations. Have a little coat closet. Here we have our Obama thank you photograph, which all people who work for any president always have paraphernalia like that, where they've got a picture of themselves with the president and with some kind of political appointee, and they're being thanked. I once went into a very clever apartment in Kalorama, or apartment belonged to a very clever person. It was either towards the end of the first or the second Bill Clinton term. And this woman had 8.5 closets like that, but numerous ones all over her mantelpiece, all along the edge of the mantelpiece. All three edges, top, left, and right. And they were all pictures, 8.5 by 11 glossies, of her shaking hands with Bill, her shaking hands with Hillary, her shaking hands with both of them, her shaking hands with Nita Totenberg as she showed up at the White House, all that kind of stuff. And then there were grainy black and white Polaroids along the bottom of this photo So actually sitting on the mantle right over the fireplace. And I kept looking at all these grainy black and white photos. I was trying to figure out who someone was, who the person who I think was the owner of the apartment had her arm around. And finally I realized why the person looked so familiar. It was Monica Lewinsky. And I just thought, this person has a really great sense of humor. Anyway, I think this is for sale for just under $1 million. You can see that besides being an Obama employee, this person fancies themselves in touch with fairies, Buddhas, and I think those are kind of Coca-Cola desert Southwest American figurines. I'm not sure if they're actually real or if they're just made up to look like Coca-Cola type figures. Anyway, I'm sure you get 1 or 2 garage spaces with this. It's kind of cluttered to be showing. Apparently the person's moving or putting things in storage or transferring to NYU and leaving the administration. I'm not quite sure what. Anyway, that's it.